Okay, let's do some multiplying decimals review. When looking at 4 and 1/10 times 5 and 7/10, the first thing I like to do is use estimation. So I can check to see if my answer makes sense. So 4 and 1/10 will round to 4. 5 and 7/10 will round up to 6. 4 times 6 is 24. I'm going to get an answer around 24. Now that's key because the way I like to solve this is just by simply ignoring the decimals. So I can look at this problem as 41 times 57. And once I get this answer, I can go ahead and put the decimal back in the problem. Now 5 times 4 is 20 and 2 zeros. 50 times 1 is 50. 7 times 4 is 28. Add a 0. 7 times 1 is 7. I'm going to add across 2050 plus 287, and I will get an answer of 0 plus 7 is 7, 5 plus 8 is 13, carry the 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus nothing is 2. Now right there I get an answer of 2,337. That is way too big. Alright, look at my estimate. My estimate is 24. So when I take these digits, I need to think to myself, okay, where do I need to put the decimal for this answer to make sense? I'm going to put it right here and make it 23 and 37 hundredths. The next problem, I have 2/10 times 4/10. The way I like to think of these problems is like this basic rocket math fact, I like to call it. So it's 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. I can then go down and go 10 times smaller. 2 times 4/10. Well, 10 times smaller than 8 is 8/10. And I can now actually write the actual problem here, which is 2/10 times 4/10. So I'm getting 10 times smaller again. My answer is 8 hundredths. So my answer would be 8 hundredths. This can be tricky in 5th grade. A lot of 5th graders will say, I know 2 times 4 is 8 and there's a decimal somewhere, so I'm going to pick this one as my answer. Now this is an incorrect answer. I'll show you why just based off number sense. Let's take, for example, 2/10 and times it by 1. Well, 2/10 times 1 is 2/10. Let's take 2/10 and times it by something smaller than 1, which is our original problem here, 4/10. My answer is going to be smaller than 2/10. So look here, if I times it by 1, it's going to equal 2/10. I'm actually timesing it by something smaller than 1. My answer is going to be smaller than 2/10, and I don't even have 1 whole 2/10. I have 4/10 of 2/10. So my answer then is going to be 8 hundredths. Alright, so try to utilize that number sense. Try to utilize that powers of 10, just going smaller till you get your answer. The answer is 8 hundredths. Okay, last one. Something equals 3 times 1 65 hundredths. Now the way to think of this is the exact same thing as 3 times 1 65 hundredths equals something. So again, I like to use estimation. Alright, so 3 is 3. 1 65 hundredths, I'm going to round up to 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So my answer is going to be around 6. I'm going to go ahead and ignore that decimal. So let's see. My original problem, I'm going to say it's 165 times 3. 3 times 100 is 300. 3 times 6 is 18. Add the 0. 3 times 5 is 15. I'm going to get 480 plus 15, 495. If I get an answer of 495, I know that is way too big because my estimate is 6. So if my estimate is 6, I'm going to put my decimal right here and say my answer is 4 95 hundredths. 3 times 1 65 hundredths is 4 95 hundredths. So, because it's a video and it's on YouTube, you can rewind, you can pause, you can rewatch, whatever help you need. You can also go ask the teacher. Alright, I hope this was helpful.